Welcome to the vast farmlands of Germany, where a quiet crisis is unfolding. Wild boars, smart, bold, and relentless, are ravaging crops across the countryside. These powerful animals charge through fields, uprooting rows of corn, wheat, and potatoes, leaving behind millions of dollars in destroyed harvests every year. For farmers, it's a constant battle to protect their livelihoods from this growing invasion. A determined group of hunters has stepped up to fight back, turning each outing into a high-stakes operation. With adrenaline pumping and rifles ready, they track these tank-like beasts through dense cover, knowing one split-second mistake could let the boar vanish into the underbrush. Stick around, you won't want to miss the intense moments, and at the end, I'll ask you to vote for the most heart-pounding one of the day. We were hunting wild boar in the wide open fields of Brandenburg, Germany, alongside Kevin's crew. They'd gotten there before dawn, forming a tight circle of hunters and beaters to make sure nothing slipped through the line. The air was thick with tension. Everyone knew how unpredictable and dangerous these animals could be. Then, out of nowhere, a massive boar exploded from the brush and charged straight toward Nick. There wasn't a second to spare. Nick swung his rifle to his shoulder and fired. The sharp report echoed across the field as the big boar collapsed instantly, vanishing into the tall grass. It was a perfect shot, quick, clean, and dead on, exactly what you'd expect from the group's top marksman. For a split second, the rest of the boars froze, as if stunned by the sound. Then they scattered in every direction like an explosion of muscle and fury. The sun hung high in the sky, pounding down with relentless heat, and Kevin's heart raced just as hard. His team didn't hesitate. They slipped quietly through a gap in the fence into the adjacent field and took up their carefully planned ambush spots. They rehearsed this move so many times it felt second nature. Ten minutes later, J-Scope spotted them. A herd of wild boars rooting through the fresh dirt to the east, acting like they owned the whole place. He locked his sights on the biggest one, a massive, trophy-worthy beast that would make any hunter proud. One clean shot rang out, and the giant boar dropped instantly, its legs kicking once before going still. Jay hit the signal button to kick off the chase, but the rest of the herd had already vanished into the dense brush. There was no time to swear about it. They had to move fast. He tuned the radio for a steady, calm voice updating the team's positions. The boar was pushing northwest through thick cover, moving fast and unpredictable. Using the tracking collars they'd placed earlier that week, the hunters quietly tightened their circle, closing in without spooking the animal. Time dragged on, every second stretching into minutes, until suddenly, just feet from where Kevin lay hidden, the brush erupted in chaos. A massive lone boar burst out, grunting in panic, charging blindly straight into the heart of the kill zone as it desperately tried to escape. One clean shot rang out. The huge boar dropped instantly. Threat eliminated. Crops saved from devastation. Another successful hunt in the books. The fields were secure. Just a few miles away in Lower Saxony, the quiet war against crop-raiding wild boars continued. James crouched low at the edge of a dense strip of tall grass bordering a field of gold, ready to harvest corn, his rifle steady and ready for whatever might come crashing through next. Her eyes stayed locked on the inky darkness ahead. All of a sudden, a massive sow burst from cover, charging straight at her with fangs flashing like she owned the whole woods. The instant the boar cleared the thicket, Jane didn't waste a second. She eased back on the trigger, and the sharp crack of the rifle rolled across the open ground. The hog dropped in her tracks, without taking another step. A few minutes later, the hound struck a fresh, steaming trail. The pack exploded into full cry, tongues baying as they poured through the brush. Jay and the rest of the crew were already on the move, boots hammering the dirt, ready to back up the dogs and handle whatever came crashing out of the cover. The hunters fanned out, rifles up and steady, eyes glued to the thick tangle of bushes ahead. And the harsh reality that keeping lions alive is often more profitable than letting them disappear. If you're the kind of hunter I'm talking about, you didn't learn this way of life last week. You've got 10, 15, 20 years of dust on your boots and scars on your soul. You know exactly what that slow and splitting snarl means. The difference between a lazy snarl and a deep chest-shaking roar that says, "This is my territory." You can sense a big male lion's next move before he does. This isn't about pulling the trigger or going home with a story. This is about playing a decisive role in saving an icon that, if left unchecked through responsible hunting, often ends up poisoned, trapped, or shot by someone who gets nothing out of it and doesn't care about tomorrow. Ethical lion hunting isn't about taking from Africa. It's one of the last ways to keep Africa wild. That rifle has proven its worth since 2004 in a land that tries to kill you before the lions even show up. Powdery sand drags under your boots like wet cement. Flashes flicker all day long, blinding you when they strike. The bush is so thick and dense it feels alive, muffling sound and hiding death until teeth and claws are already bare to your side. This land gives nothing away. Out there, you don't get second chances or do-overs. You walk in unannounced, and lifetime of hard-earned knowledge is running through your head. It's the thin line that keeps you breathing. It's the difference between the story you tell around the fire and the story someone else has to tell about you.
Imagine a quiet morning in Johannesburg. The sun rises over golden rooftops, the air is calm, and the streets hum softly with the rhythm of daily life. But in the blink of an eye, peace turns into pandemonium. From the treetops, a storm of fur and shrieks descends. Tens of thousands of baboons and vervet monkeys flood the streets. They leap across cars, tear open grocery bags, and climb onto roofs with reckless energy. Within hours, what was once a bustling neighborhood becomes their kingdom. For many South Africans, this is not a rare spectacle. It's a daily reality. And behind the chaos lies a growing crisis that now costs the nation over $25 million each year.
The roots of this invasion stretch deep into the land itself. Years of severe drought and rampant deforestation in southeastern South Africa have stripped the forests bare. With their natural food sources gone, desperate monkeys are driven into cities, scavenging for fruit, garbage, and anything edible. But hunger makes them fearless and dangerous. According to the South African Department of Environmental Affairs and Tourism, more than 400 attacks on humans were recorded in 2024 alone, many taking place in broad daylight. Passers-by have been robbed, injured, and even directly attacked by these increasingly aggressive primates. Faced with mounting panic and escalating damage, the government took a drastic step. In early 2024, it authorized controlled hunting of wild monkeys, a measure seen by many as necessary, yet deeply divisive. This was not a sport, officials declared, but a matter of national safety. Only licensed hunters aged 21 or older